Hi everyone, Melissa here. Today I'm going to be using this design as inspiration. My amazing friend Fantasia Rosa challenged me to it, and it is springy and neutral and just very me. So I'm super excited to use this design as inspiration. I'm going to be doing some of the design that's there, but I'm also going to kind of be creating my own design to go with it that's inspired by it. I love the feel of it, so I'm just gonna jump right in. For this design, I'm gonna be using two 10X Tina colors, Toasted Mallow and Puddle Jumper. You can see my left hand, I have chopped my nails off here because, well, moving purposes, it's gonna be a lot easier for me. Anyway, so for this, I'm going to be using my nail tape and be doing some color blocking. My Micron pens, my Gelish Artform 2D gel. I don't have any white nail striping tape, so I am going to be freehanding all of the white lines on this. So I'm going to have 3 solid colored nails. I'm going to do designs on these too, and maybe a little bit of lines here. I haven't quite decided yet. So I'm going to go ahead and dip out the solid colors I'm going to be doing on the solid color nails before we jump into the color blocking and the rest. Okay, now I have the solid colors down. I'm going to start doing the design on these nails. I'm going to be doing a color block when it comes straight down around here on this nail. And then one that kind of does a square thing here. It'll make sense when you see it. But I'm gonna start with this one. So I'm just gonna be using this nail color blocking tape that I have. This works beautifully. Just gonna pull off the straight strip here. Then we're gonna try and get a nice straight line here. Let's see what color I want to do first. Try and get it straight, which is not always easy to do. It's gonna go about like that, and I'm just gonna kind of push it into the cuticle so that it covers the entire part of the nail there. I think that is pretty straight. Okay, so the color I'm going to do on this part is going to be the Toasted Mallow color. So I'm going to be doing pour over for this. So I'm just going to get my brush here and paint this area with the base. Okay, and I'm gonna do that for a few layers to just give it some good color. Okay, once you have as many layers on there as you want, we're just gonna gently pull the tape straight up. And it should make a nice clean line, which we did get. Of course, if for some reason you have any overhanging or anything that you need to clean up, you can always get like a sharp end of a cuticle pusher and just gently push against the line to put it in place. But we're looking pretty good here. Okay, now we're going to switch to our next color, and I'm just going to freehand this part instead of putting more tape down. Since it's a larger area, it's going to be much easier to just fill in. So I want to get as close to the line here as possible without going over it. And then fill in the rest of the space here. And again, we're going to do a few layers of that. Okay, now for this one, I'm gonna get 2 pieces of the tape here. I'm actually gonna clip these ones off with a nipper so I can try and get somewhat even, straight edges on them. Okay, now I'm gonna kind of block out a rectangle-ish space in the bottom corner of the nail. So I've got to try and make this come up straight. I don't want it to go that far actually. And then gonna grab the other piece and we're going to run it perpendicular so that it makes squared off shape there. Okay, so we're gonna be doing the toasted mallow on this outside part. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint that down. And again, doing just a few more layers, or a couple more. Okay, we're gonna peel off that top tape first. Beautiful, perfect, okay. All right, now I'm just going to freehand to fill that space with the periwinkle. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and activate and file these. Get them nice and smooth, and then we'll continue with the rest. All right, so done filing. I'm going to just brush all the dust off. I'm gonna get into drawing the white lines on here. So I'm gonna be using my Gelish 2D art form gel and my liner brush here. And the hope is to draw a white line that looks like it could be it could be nail striping tape. So we'll see. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cure that. I'm gonna cure it as I go. That way I don't accidentally mess up a line while I'm working on others. Actually, I'm gonna add a little bit more white down here because it's getting a little sheer. Not for long, I mean 10-15 seconds just to set it in place. Okay, so I'm gonna try and draw a little like rectangle over here. So I have this brush kind of pinched so that I have a sharper edge, and then I'm just trying to barely touch the brush to the nail so I can get as thin a line as possible. I'm not putting a lot of gel on the brush when I do this. This is a tricky effect to pull off, honestly. Okay, I'm actually gonna flash cure this because I don't want to mess up those lines. I'm very happy with them. And then I'll finish the rectangle. All right, now that it's cured, I'm actually gonna do a coat of clear over these two because I'm gonna be adding additional drawing stuff over the top. So I'm gonna just do a quick coat of clear on these two, activate, and then buff them. Okay, now the reason I did the clear coat on these two and not this one it's mostly because since I am doing artwork over the top, in case I mess something up, I can buff that off and not compromise the lines that we already spent a long time perfecting as much as we could. For this, I'm going to be using 2 different micron pens. I have my 0.45 milliliter, so one that's a little bit larger, and then my 0.2 millimeter for my really tight detail. And this is going to be a pretty simple design as far as the drawing goes. So we're going to do like a stem. And over here, I'm gonna do kind of the same thing on this side. And then I'm going to use the larger pointed pen. We're just going to kind of do stipple dots around the stems. Alright, and that's it for that. So I'm just going to let that ink dry for a minute. Then I'm going to do a layer of base over all 3 of these to encapsulate that design before we activate and top coat. One good trick to putting dip base over a design that you're worried might smear is to just tap it on. Tap the brush against it instead of pulling the brush along. Then once those parts you tapped on have dried, you can brush on a full layer without having to worry about smearing the design or the foil or whatever it is you have that you don't want to smear.
A step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell.
Okay, and here is the finished design. I'm starting to wonder if I did a little bit too much on this, but I don't usually do this much as far as extra stuff, so let me know what you think. I also may end up making these matte. I'm not sure yet, I haven't decided. But either way, let me know what you think of my additions to this design. If you have any requests or ideas for me, please let me know. I'm always happy to do requests and suggestions. And I will see you next time.